Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm currently wearing a bun right now, and on the camera it looks like you can't see my bun, like my head is cut off, so I apologize if the angle of this video is a little bit wacky. I apologize. But anyways, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we're going to talk about all the books that I would love to read for the month of February. Let me just say, for January I had another great successful reading month. That's all I'm going to say. Just go ahead and wait for that video to come out. Can't wait to talk about my reading wrap up and to kind of tell you guys how many books I read that month. For this month, I say a safe number without making me feel like I'm pressured lately because of the speed that I'm reading my books. So I'm just going to include 8 books that I would like to get to for the month of February. If you haven't already, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. That way you are all caught up and you never miss another one of my videos. Anyways, moving on, let's get to all the books that I want to read this month. So I have some romance, I have some cozy mysteries, I have a few fantasies in here, so let's get to it. The first book I want to read for the month of February is going to be Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. I literally binged Assassin's Blade, Crown of Midnight, Air Fire last month, okay? I don't know. Who am I, guys? Who am I? But I binged those 3 books last month. So this month, I at least want to continue with the series and I want to get through this book. And let me just tell you, my reading experience with this series has been exceptional, okay? It has been so good, especially since I'm reading these books along with listening to the audio. The narrator is the same narrator for all of Sarah J. Maas's books, and I think that she is amazing. Now, I'm not going to really go into what this book is about because the way that I've been reading Throne of Glass, this would be considered my 5th book in the series. So I'm not going to go into detail, and I'm sure that you guys already know what the Throne of Glass series is all about. For the month of February, I do intend on reading this book, and I can't wait. Let me just say, look at this cover. Doesn't it like go with the February Valentine's Day vibes? It's nice and red. I love it. I can't wait to get to this book. Next up on my list is a book that's also on my books that I want to read for 2024. That would be Caraval by Stephanie Garber. I actually started this book last year. I got to page 92. I still remember up to that point. So what I'm going to be doing this month is just continuing on. And if I feel like I have to start it over, I will, but I don't think I will. And all I know about this book is about this girl who gets a one-in-a-lifetime opportunity to attend this magical carnival, I think it is. She gets lucky enough to get a ticket to it, and as her and her sister are trying to go there, her sister ends up missing, and I think this book is about her attending this carnival and playing some sort of game to find her missing sister. And that's really all I know about it. I can't wait to read it. I'm very excited, not only because I've heard great things about this series, but also once I finish this entire trilogy, I will be moving on to Once Upon a Broken Heart. Next up, I have a historical romance, cozy mystery that I've heard nothing but great things. I mean, I think Katie Coulson kind of sold me on reading this series because she just loves it that much. And that would be A Curious Beginning, a Veronica Speedwell mystery by Deanna Raybourn. And I'm so excited. I've heard that this is funny. It is, I think, an 8-book series, if I'm not mistaken. And every book has a different mystery that she has to solve. She also has to work alongside with a male interest, and I believe he's the male love interest. I don't know what his name is, but I've heard the romance is great, the mystery is great, the dialogue between the characters is great. It's also very funny, so I can't wait to get to it. No one writes parasols, petticoats, and pistols like Deanna Raybourn. London, 1887. After burying her spinster aunt, orphaned Veronica Speedwell is free to resume her world travels in pursuit of scientific inquiry and the occasional romantic dalliance. As familiar with hunting butterflies as with fending off admirers, Veronica intends to embark upon the journey of a lifetime, but fate has other plans, and Veronica thwarts her own attempted abduction with the help of an enigmatic German baron who offers her sanctuary in the care of his friend Stoker, a reclusive and bad-tempered natural historian. But before the baron can reveal what he knows of the plot against her, he is found murdered, leaving Veronica and Stoker on the run from an elusive assailant as wary partners in search of the villainous truth. I can't wait to read this. It's got a little bit of everything. It's cozy, it's got mystery, mystery, it's historical, which I love things that are historical. I love historical stories. I'm finding out that I really enjoy a good historical book. And this one is also set in London, which I love the backdrop of that. I love the vibes of that. So I'm really excited. And I've heard the series is addicting, so I can't wait to read it. Next up, I want to read Ali Hazelwood's Love on the Brain. And this is also another one on my list of books in 2024 that I would like to read. All I know about this is that it's about two scientists that work for NASA, and obviously they fall in love. That's pretty much it. That's all I want to know about it. I don't want to read too much into it. It's an enemies to lovers, and I can't wait. I'm super excited. This one kind of looks, I really don't like the cover. A lot of you are probably going to disagree, but to me, like covers like this that like are over the top with like, a lot of colors seem very cheesy. But this one is one of my Once Upon a book club picks. So it is their Valentine's special edition book box, which also includes like an adult gift in it, so I'm pretty sure it's probably handcuffs. It can't be anything other than that. But anyways, the book is Raiders of the Lost Heart by Joe Segura. And I mean, this cover is cute, but it's totally not something I would pick up on my own. The ultimate enemies to lovers adventure rom-com, and that is said by Ali Hazelwood. What's so funny, I have an Ali Hazelwood book that I want to read, and now she blurbed this one. And then it says, your tent or mine. That's cute. Rival archaeologists must team up on a secret Aztec expedition, or it could leave their careers and hearts in ruins. Archaeologist Dr. Socorro Corey Mejia has a bone to pick. Literally, it's been Corey's life goal to lead an expedition deep into the Mexican jungle in search for the long lost remains of her ancestor Chamali, an ancient warrior of the Aztec Empire. When she is invited to join an all expenses paid dig to do just that, Corey is sure it's too good to be true, and she's right. As a world-renowned expert of Chamali, Corey should by rights be leading this quest, not sharing the glory with her disgustingly handsome nemesis. But Dr. Ford Matthews has been finding new ways to best her since they were in grad school. Ford certainly isn't thrilled either. With his life in shambles, the last thing he needs is a reminder of their rocky past. But as the dig begins, it becomes clear they'll need to work together. A thief is lurking around their campsite, forcing the pair to keep their discoveries and lingering attraction under wraps. With money-hungering artifact smugglers, the Mexican authorities, and the lies between them closing in, there's only one way this all ends: explosively. I think this is also very steamy, so I can't wait. I'm excited. Next up on my list is Assistant to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Mayer. Now this one was on my January TBR. I did not get to it, but I've heard so many people rave about how funny it is, about how just enjoyable it is to read. For those reasons, I'm really excited to get to it this month. It's also an office fantasy romance. He's a villain and she's his assistant. So that's pretty much all I know about it, and I'm super, super excited to get to this one. The next book on my list is, of course, the one and only Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I have to read this in February. Like, who wouldn't want to read this epic, well-known, very popular historical romance? Mr. Darcy has to marry, and Elizabeth is kind of forced into marrying this grumpy guy. That's all I know about this book. I know that I've heard such great things about it. I can't wait. And the synopsis says, when two rich young gentlemen move to town, they don't get unnoticed, especially when Mrs. Bennet vows to have one of her 5 daughters marry into their fortunes. But love, as Jane and Elizabeth Bennet soon discover, is rarely straightforward and often surprising. It's only a matter of time until their own small worlds are turned upside down and they discover that first impressions can be the most misleading of all. So that was very vague. That was like one of the vaguest synopsis I've ever heard, but I've heard great things about this book and I can't wait to read it. And the last book I want to read for the month of February would be Fragile Enchantment by Alison Saft. This came out, I believe, in January or February, I'm not sure. Forbidden desire woven through every stitch. And this is about a seamstress, a magical seamstress, who is assigned to make or create the prince's wardrobe or suit for his royal wedding. Once she's assigned to do that, they build up a chemistry. I'm pretty sure they start having feelings for each other, and then scandal breaks loose because somebody sees them or takes a picture of them, and she's obviously not the bride to be. So I can't wait. This story, I feel like it's going to be very royal, very prestige, prestigious with the royal family and the riches and things like that. And I love reading things like that. This one's a forbidden fantasy romance, and let's read a little bit of what it's about. In this romantic fantasy of manners, a magical dressmaker commissioned for a royal wedding finds herself embroiled in a scandal when a gossip columnist draws attention to her undeniable chemistry with the groom. Niamh has never let herself long for more. The magic in her blood that lets her stitch emotions and memories into fabric is the same magic that will eventually kill her. Determined to spend the little time she has left guaranteeing a better life for her family, Niamh jumps at the chance to design the wardrobe for a royal wedding in the neighboring kingdom of Avalon. But Avalon is far from the fairy tale that she imagined. While young nobles attend candlelit balls and elegant garden parties, unrest brews amid the working class. The groom himself, Kit, is prickly, abrasive, and begrudgingly being dragged to the altar as a political pawn. But when Niamh and Kit grow closer, an unlikely friendship blossoms into something more, until an anonymous columnist starts buzzing about their chemistry, promising to leave them alone only if Niamh helps to uncover the royal family's secrets. The rot at the heart of Avalon runs deep, but exposing it could risk a future she never let herself dream of, and a love she never thought possible. Transporting readers to a Regency England-inspired fantasy world, A Fragile Enchantment is a sweeping romance threaded with intrigue, unforgettable characters, and a love story for the ages. That sounds so good. So good. I am so excited. I'm so excited to read it. In the back it says, a love story for the ages threaded with intrigue and scandal. His golden eyes burned with an intensity just north of hostile, and when his gaze locked with hers, she swore her heart stopped. I can't wait. I'm so excited, you guys. Okay, so there you have it. Those are the 8 books that I plan on reading for the month of February. Wish me luck that I actually do read all of these 8 books, because most of them are romance and most of them are fantasy, which is really all I've been reading lately because that is what I'm in the mood for and that's what I've been craving. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and I will catch you on my next one. Bye!